My name is Pamela Ankerman, and I'm the head coach for squash. I was a very active little girl, and I was trying to find a sport that I was passionate about. I got to try playing squash, and it was just, at first it was just a nice time just to spend with my dad. It was fun. I was athletic, and I had good hand-eye coordination, and so that really helped. A coach from Canada, the national coach in Guatemala at that time, and he saw potential in me. Since then, I just never got out of the squash court and just played and played. And I was around 12, so that would mean that, you know, when my friends were getting together, hanging out, you know, I would be back at the club training. But if I wanted to be good, I had to make those sacrifices, because the more time I would spend in a squash court, the better I would get. When you're a serious athlete, there's a lot of sacrifices that comes with it. So the more serious I got, the more hours I had to put in. I would go at 5:30 in the morning and do fitness training for like an hour and a half. And then my mom would drive me to school. The bus then would take me back to the squash courts and play for like another 3 hours. So it would be from Monday to Friday, I would be training around 4 hours, 5 hours. There were some days that I was so exhausted, you know, my body was aching, but I had to go. So there were these top female players in Guatemala who had been there for a really long time. And I was only 16 at the time. So they didn't want this little girl to take their place. But because I had been training so hard, I just played really well, got my first place. And I knew I was the best in Guatemala, but for me that wasn't enough, because I wanted to be the #1 in Central America. And the Canada coach actually told me, you know what, you're not going to be very good. You are kind of old, that you won't be improving that much. He said that to me, and that was tough. It was definitely tough. But what created in me was just, there was this force in me that I was like, no, like, he's wrong. I know I'm good, and I know that if I train more, then I can be better. And so I went back to Guatemala, and after that, I was just training so hard. The interesting part was, I went back to that same place 2 years later, same coach, and I got there. He saw me playing, and he said, wow, I am so sorry, I was so wrong. And he actually asked me if I could stay in Canada and train and play with him. The people from El Salvador, they were the best in Central America. In that tournament, I would have to compete against, you know, those players. I played the first one, I won, and then I had to play the best player. I actually lost. You know, I got second place, which is not bad, but I wanted to be the best. I went back to Guatemala, and that just, it was tough. Like, I'm not gonna tell you that, you know, I went the next day and I wanted to train as hard. Like, it took me a while mentally. You know, I found the strength, and I just, you know, kept training because I wanted to beat her really badly.